everyone, I'm Karunya Rao and our idea for profit today is Cadila Healthcare. Now the company's COVID-related portfolio is all-pervading with each passing day. A strong potential to meet the challenges of the second wave of the pandemic was a key rationale for us to name it our tactical pick in mid-April 2021. Since then, the stock has gained 25%, which is not surprising at all given the company's domestic formulation sales, which grew 45% in April, backed by high demand for remdesivir and other COVID-related drugs. But that's not all. The stock was primed by a series of potential rollouts to meet COVID challenges. Cadilla's COVID vaccine candidate, ZyCoV-D, is undergoing phase 3 clinical trials, and the company expects to file for emergency use approval from DCGI in the next 2 weeks. To tap this opportunity, the company's manufacturing plant would be ready by the end of June. It would have a capacity of 1 crore doses a month. Also, in the next 4 to 6 months, Cadila plans to have a ready capacity of about 2.5–3 crore doses per month, with help from 2 to 3 contract manufacturers, debottlenecking and improvement on yields. The company is also conducting preclinical trials for measles vector-based COVID vaccine candidate. The management has justified multiple vaccine candidates, saying that the understanding of virus is an evolving process. On the long-term opportunity, management asserted that pricing, access and sustenance of acquired immunity will be critical factors to watch out for. Cadila has also got emergency use approval from DCGI for Virafin for treating moderate COVID infection. Now, Virafin is essentially a repurposed drug, PEG interferon alpha 2B, otherwise used for treating hepatitis C. Since it is a biosimilar, other manufacturers with similar products cannot use it for COVID treatment before proving its clinical efficacy. This essentially provides sufficient first mover advantage, and to capitalize this, the company also plans to scale up production to 10 lakh doses by July 21 from current 50,000 levels. Company is also seeking DCGI nod for human trials of COVID-19 antibody cocktail, similar to the one which was launched by Roche and marketed in India by Cipla. Beyond COVID, Cadila is steadily building up its injectable and biosimilars portfolio, which are the areas to look at for the long term. Cadila is working on multiple new chemical entities, of which saroglitazar is of key interest. In the US, the company targets to launch saroglitazar by FY24 for PBC and in FY25 for NASH. Both indications are for chronic liver diseases and present a niche opportunity. Other than this, desidustat is also undergoing phase 3 trials in India for the treatment of anemia and chronic kidney disease. In case of biosimilars, Cadila is focusing on India and other emerging markets. It has already commercialized 13 biosimilars in India, including the world's first biosimilar for adalimumab. Now, Cadila is in the process of registering its biologics products in other EMs and targets to have a portfolio of 12 to 15 products by FY23. It is targeting bevacizumab, trastuzumab, adalimumab in the first phase of launch in emerging markets. Cadila posted a 3% sales growth led by strong traction in domestic formulations and consumer wellness business, partly offset by decline in US. EBITDA margins improved due to containment of employee and other expenses. On the regulatory front, a key near-term challenge is the resolution of the Moraiya plant, for which the company received a warning letter back in 2019. Here, about 4 critical launches are awaited from Moraiya once the resolution is complete. While pricing erosion remains a structural risk in the US market, Cadila is trying to offset it through product launches. In the current fiscal, the company plans to launch at least 30 products, including high single-digit launches of complex molecules. Also, it is expanding base in EMs, which provides an avenue to monetize investments into complex pharma products. Another supporting factor for Cadila is its growing India presence. Right now, it's at 45% of sales, which is similar in size as the US business, and it also provides better cash flow visibility. On the balance sheet front, debt-to-equity ratio has gone under 0.25x versus 0.6x in FY20, given the sharp reduction in debt over FY21. Also remember, the company entered an agreement recently to divest animal healthcare business for 2,920 crores. While the transaction valuation appears reasonable at 19x EV/EBITDA, the deal helps bring focus back on domestic formulation and consumer health businesses. Taking account of this deal, potentially debt to equity comes to about 0.05x only. It provides comfort as the company plans to keep capex in 700 to 800 crore range annually. Coming to valuations, the stock is trading at 15.1x EV/EBITDA FY23 projected earnings, which is slightly ahead of peers like Cipla and DRL. However, we believe risk reward is relatively better due to COVID opportunity and traction in the complex pharma pipeline.